The following is a presentation of the Eagles Sports Network.
Ryan Wilkes here with men's tennis coach John Parker right here on the Eagle Sports Network. Coach, you guys are coming here to do the Eagle Invitational tomorrow and Saturday. What's that like for you to host your first event as head coach of Carson-Newman?
It's a little bit nerve-wracking. Initially we had, 5 schools, including ourselves. A couple of them had to back out because of transportation issues. I mean, I get it. This time of the year, budgets get sort of, you kind of have to save your money for the spring. So as we speak, we're only playing on Friday. Bluefield State University is coming, and they're only able to stay just for one day. But thankfully, Tusculum is coming, so it'll just be us 3. And so we're going to try to get everything done in one day tomorrow. And we're going to use 2 sites, the high school, Jefferson County High School, and here. So, yeah.
So what are you and your team looking forward to about that? After a really impressive performance at Belmont Abbey, what are you guys looking to build on in this invitational?
Just to persevere, show a little bit of, kind of a fighting attitude, because sometimes towards the later part of your non-championship season, student athletes, they kind of wane a little bit in their intensity. So my thing is, let's push through this last event. Let's play with a lot of intensity, and then try to work on things that we need to work on to improve our games. Individual performances. So yeah, that's kind of my thing. It's just let's grind through it. Let's play with intensity, and we'll go from there.
So going back to Belmont Abbey, what did you see from your team? We've talked a lot about figuring out those singles lineups and some of the doubles pairings. What did you figure out about your team in that invitational?
Things are changing. That's what I find out, that the more times, I like recombine our doubles teams, for instance, on the men's side, things get a little bit better and a little bit, I get a lot of insight. So things are still evolving on the men's side with the doubles pairings, and especially when we get 2 new players in the spring, and that's going to completely change our whole dynamic. So it might be the end of January, top of February before I actually know for sure. And then on the women's side, again, I'm pretty certain about one of our doubles combination of pairings, but beyond the 2 and the 3, I'm going to kind of mix it up a little bit. So hopefully at the end of this weekend, I'll have a better kind of barometer on the women's side. Again, on the men's, it's still kind of up in the air.
So for the women, you talk about perseverance. You guys drop a couple matches against Mount Olive in that first duel at Belmont Abbey, but then really good response from your girls. What did you see from them in terms of perseverance? Oh,
they like to work hard. That's what I saw. They don't like to lose. Some teams, they start off poorly and they sort of fold at the end. So it's not how you start, it's how you finish. That's something I've always been preaching to both of the teams. And what I saw with the women is just that. They got better as the tournament progressed. We did change things up quite a bit, getting people in the singles and in the doubles and doing a lot of rotation. And then I think also that kept things fresh for the women, and they liked that. So yeah, I saw a lot of good attitude at the end of the tournament. Finishing strong is my thing.
So when you're training, we talked about this before we hopped on, you guys have done some type of speed training or, resistance training. How has that helped you guys off the court as well as on the court?
The speed training, what we call our metabolic conditioning, Logan is our strength coach who's in charge of that. And, we kind of work well together. Which, first of all, that's the key, making sure that the head coach and the strength coaches work well together, and we do here. So what he's been doing is a lot of change direction work, using bands and light weights and things like that, moving at different angles, being able to load your weight and then be able to explode quickly onto the other foot and basically change the direction, speed, and things like that. So the players have commented that they do feel stronger, as far as, moving around on the tennis court. So it's highly specified to tennis. And then we do weights, a couple days a week. And what we're doing in there is just building a good foundation, working on their technique and things like that. We're not building, Arnold Schwarzenegger type players here. We're just giving them a good foundation so that way in the spring we can work off of that foundation and maybe incorporate more, more functional lifts, more cleans, maybe snatches and things like that. So, yeah.
So you talk about the competition field with Tusculum and Bluefield State. You've seen Tusculum quite a few times so far this season. What do you know about them, and what do you know about Bluefield State coming in?
I don't know anything about Bluefield State. I looked at their UTRs and, their power UTR. Don't really know how they're going to play. They have a new coach there, so I don't know. We'll just see what they bring. Tusculum, on the other hand, we've seen them a couple times already. They have a really energetic coach there, and I'm sure he's going to incorporate his philosophy. And I could already tell with Tusculum, at least from day one until and the other time, that he's getting his team on board. So they're going to be a tough opponent, and that's what I see. I see Tusculum being one of those top contenders in our conference. We're going to beat badly, that's for sure. But I do respect the coach. I respect the program. I respect the school. So it'll be fun. I like him. Yeah.
Ryan Wilkes here with head men's tennis coach John Parker before the Eagle Invitational on Friday right here on the Eagle Sports Network.